Well, I guess I am the muttering of the raving madman. Anyway, part two. We were John Sabres, California. It's still Tuesday. It's still the 18th of May. Is it? It is. 2021. Tuesday night. So at this point, we're supposed to be looking at things in a different perspective. As much as I keep seeing the news articles and pundits going crazy over, you must look at this, you must look at that. Well, not really. I'm sorry to say, but I'm not looking at what people are looking at. Sorry. Just doesn't work for me. Because if I started doing that, I think I'd be driving myself insane if I'm not there already. But then again, define sanity. I had seen stretches of it. I had seen facilities stretched to the point where they wouldn't even know what reality was unless it jumped up and bit them in the ass. And here's the thing. I've been questioning that damn thing for a hell of a long while, and there's no valid reason for me to come up with. Except, of course, that we are all screwed one way or another. Our life as we know it is based on our perceptions, our reality, what we put into context. How we react to that is by what I was trying to talk about in the earlier video. Now, you've probably seen that there had been insanity going on because things go beyond people's understanding and coping. Well, that's natural these days. I've seen it, I've heard it, and I've seen people go crazy and freaking out left and right because they think they know better. So you probably assume that I'm the same way, or I'm thinking along the same way. That I know better than anybody else and my opinion matters. That also implies that there is a major ego at work, that I have to force ideas and thoughts down your throat. That it is my ulterior motive to change the world into the way I want it to be. That I have to be the one in control of everything. I have to control your thoughts. I have to control your mind, your heart, your soul, everything. Everything belongs to me. And I will tell you something, that's just not true. A lot of my videos that I've been doing over the past couple of years have me been trying to explore my own world of perception and context and perception and everything else going on along the thing. Not to mention life stories, my memories, things I've been going through concerning about the COVID and anything else. Life as it hits me and as I hit back with life. Life as I observe it and record. But it's all my personal observations anyway, because that's all I got these days. I'm not a licensed journalist, so I'm not recording anything as much. And if I am, it's usually someone else's based off of recording, based off of another recording, which means I've got the telephone line game being played here. When I see all these political pundits, doesn't matter which particular network it is, you can pick your own. And you also can pick your own pundits. We're looking at the telephone line game. Unless we've already been there personally and already got first-hand scoop of the situation, that's all we can learn about is through the telephone line game and hope and pray that the information's accurate, that we're getting the correct perspective and context here. Because that also depends upon if we're willing enough to accept it and move on with it, or else we're going to say, no, it's wrong, we're going to challenge it. We're going to change its reality. What I've been hearing these days from certain politicians, a commission trying to set up to investigate the insanity that happened on January 6th at the U.S. Capitol building. And there has been bipartisan cooperation or the attempts of bipartisan cooperations in order to get this going. But a certain GOP leader doesn't want it. He simply will not have it. Now, according to what has been reported and what he has put himself on record, he flip-flopped too many damn times. Way too many damn times of whether or not he would want an investigation or not. By the way, he kept agreeing and disagreeing with people that it did happen, no, it didn't happen. But it had to happen, but it didn't happen. So now, the word of this flip-flopper is dubious at best. But he wants to be in a certain power-hungry position where he can control the agenda. He wants to control the perspective and context. He wants to tell you that whatever reality happened, it didn't happen. Your version of reality didn't happen. Only his reality happened. Or he is following someone else's reality that should have happened in the first place, but never happened in the first place. So now we have the pundits going back and forth on this one, tearing the politicians left and right. And the people are still scratching their heads and their armpits, trying to figure things out, or they think they know it all, and then they freak out. So anything I talk about perspective and context goes out the window because they're fixated. They're fixated. You can see the Japanese garden, and then you can say, well, you can say whatever you're going to say about it. And they messed the damn thing up and said it never happened in the first place. Because you don't see the concentric rings or the patterns. Maybe the rock moved. Maybe the borders moved. Maybe the sand moved. Something changed to where it no longer is. And the perspective and context has been changed left and right. Because someone else's force of will decided otherwise. As I said before, the powers that be beyond it. It'll change things left and right. Natural order or any other kind of order. Someone's going to have to find out the definition on that one. They're still debating about that one these days among themselves. What's the natural order? Power, control, survival. I figure if we got all three, then we think we got a chance at everything. The problem is, everyone else is screaming and yelling and wants to get out to your apex of your pyramid, take you down because they want to be on top. They have the same ambitions as well. Said before, and I'll keep saying it again, perspective and context. The pundits want you to think along their viewpoints. Some of them actually try to tell you, look at the reality of the situation. Okay. I will look at the reality of a situation through the camera lens that's being presented to me. Now, if this particular context is sent to me where I can actually examine it and understand it's not being someone else's telephone line game, but actual and genuine, then we are okay with it. Case in point, a police chase of a suspect. Now, you guys have been going crazy over the past God knows how many decades over this thing. And since we had the Rodney King situation, it's becoming more and more prevalent with the cameras and with digital technology. Supernova. Now we got the body cams going. But now we have the perception, perspectives, and context being twisted around because we have certain politicians who want viewpoints changed. Someone's theoretically innocent gets killed or gunned down by law enforcement. We have the body cams trying to prove a point. What was the reality during that time? If we have witnesses around us with different cameras, we can see what's going on and then make the judgment of our own selves regarding it, what we see and what we know. But when you have someone saying that there are certain elements of a body cam that cannot be shown to the public because it's against the law, well, then you got a problem right there, do you? Because now we got somebody trying to control everything else because they don't want reality being replayed over and over again. They don't want another situation happening all over, like they've seen other cities go ape regarding their own situations. People might call that cowardice. People might call that tactical. Okay, you're probably going to be asking me what the hell do I think about the damn shit in the first place. I think it's pretty damn stupid on the politicians and the law enforcement at that point for hiding and covering things up. I thought these guys were supposed to be open and transparent. Apparently not. So that's my take on the damn thing. But even if that's the case, it gets even worse is when you start getting the jury pools left and right and whether or not we got a hanging or we've got somebody trying to figure out what went wrong. Are they going to get the guys off or are they going to get the guys hung? Try this one. We didn't have those kind of devices happening a long time ago. We had to depend upon witnesses and statements left and right. And then sometimes when they did recant, there had been too much time passed, and maybe the damage was already done, maybe the life was already taken already. Now since we got the digital media left and right, that's supposed to help eliminate and illuminate. Not really, especially when you have the power, control, and ego running at the same damn time. So now we got that situation going on. Perspectives and context being changed left and right. As someone would put it, with a wave of a Jedi hand, I can command you not to see my face. You will not see my face. You will not see. You will not. You will not see my face. You will only see the hand. You must see the hand. You must see the hand. You have to see the hand. You cannot see the face. You cannot see anything derogatory or any eliminating thing at this point over here. This is your only warning. I am your friend. You will only focus on the hand, not on the face on the other side of the screen here. I say so. Perspective, context, perception, control, ego, power. Keep these in mind when you're looking at the world around you. That there are going to be people out there changing agendas left and right for their own survival. Maybe for the quote-unquote good, but mainly for their own damn survival at this point, I would think, in my own screwed up opinion. I had called myself a fool and idiot a hell of a long while ago. I never called myself an expert in anything. I observe too damn much these days, and I'm become more and more of an idiot and a fool by talking about stuff like this because when I do, it goes over people's heads left and right. They don't even understand what the hell I'm talking about in the first place because their own perception, their own perspective and context has been blown out of the water. If I happen to start talking about Japanese Zen gardens, it goes out of their brains because they can't focus on that shit. It's happening in front of their eyes, but they still can't focus on the damn shit. They can see a meteor storm right in front of their eyes. Oh, I'm sorry, that's only the streaks going across your eyes. Didn't happen. It's only chemical, electrical flashes going across your retina. Or scrolling around with your optic nerves. That the interpretation of the visual data is just basically screwed up. You didn't see the meteor storm. It never happened. Even though streaks are happening across your face left and right. People are going, ooh, see those streaks over there. I don't see them. That didn't happen. Therefore, it didn't exist. That's what we're dealing with these days. People are saying, ooh and ah. You know, one guy is saying, no, it didn't happen. And you have to believe me because I know the truth better than you. A riot happened in our capital on January 6th. Despite the fact we could find all the motivations and all the guilty parties regarding the thing, it happened. It happened. The stone hit the water. The ripples went across the lake or the body of water. We're seeing the actions happening at this point over here, and yet we're told the rock never hit the water. The ripples never happened. It's placid. Well, if anyone understands fluid dynamics at this point over here, you know things are happening underneath the surface of the liquid. I mean, we're talking about physics here. But then again, not all of us are schooled in sciences left and right. We've heard about it. We can Google about it. We can try reading about it. See YouTubes about it. Just get a little education on the damn thing. And this information had been out there for decades. All one's got to do is pick up a book and read. Have an open mind. Have open perspective and perceptions. See the context in front of them. But then again, we're dealing with politics. So we're dealing with the Jedi mind tricks all the damn time. Politics is a nasty thing, but it's also the thing that keeps our world going. Our own civilization going anyway. Because without politics, we're all nothing about it. We're all individualists at this point over here. If we had a world without politics, without governments, without groups of people to help guide us, or we vote in to help guide us or rule over us, if we haven't given our consent to govern to anybody, we're basically individualists. There is a phone ringing. Places I don't even know who the hell they are. Thank God for voicemail. Some things I do take with a grain of salt. So I will tell you folks, all my recordings are all my musings and memories, thoughts and feelings and observations. It is my hope to put a living memory of me down. So if I happen to cease to exist, at least part of me still lives on. I may not be the perfect representation of humanity, but the thing is, what I can tell you is I am human. I make mistakes. I'm a fool. I'm an idiot. I've had a life, but I've also seen too many damn things in my life that scare the living crap out of me. And especially when I see people looking more and more towards anarchy than they are concerning about unanarchy, if I'm going to be calling it that way. Civilization. And define civilization these days. What's considered civilized? Quite frankly, I think we've all gone mad. I know I've gone mad. Many times. But I've also looked at reality at its point. It still scares the hell out of me. So, for right now, I'm going to leave you with all these nice, cheerless thoughts here to really depress the living crap out of you. Keep in mind that we are all responsible. We are all accountable We are not transparent. But we are here. We have consequences to our actions. We see, we record. And the thing of it is, what do we do? What is our actions towards it? They're not going to say it didn't happen when it did happen. Because if you have everyone else telling you it happened, it happened. Then you probably doubt them because it's probably a massive conspiracy until you prove it otherwise. And if you haven't proven otherwise and it still happened in front of your face, you still don't want to believe reality. Yeah. Then again, that's on you, and that's your own perspective, perception, and context. I'm not telling you to be Borg. I'm telling you to be you. Be you. Be the individual. Conform if you must. Comply if you must, but be you. Be the person who looks at different things from your own unique perspective, from your own viewpoint. Look at the truth, look at the reality, look at the facts. Research them all. Judge for yourself. Don't let the pundits sway you. You do your own work. You do your own investigation. You do the research. You do the footwork. It's all on you. What do you do afterwards? Still on you anyway. The past has already been done. The past is still being reevaluated left and right. It's still being argued upon. What you do now in the present is going to matter in the future. And for your future progeny. And with that,